Welcome to Project Quarantine, Episode 4, a podcast made by students for students. This is Madison, and today we will be talking about course selections. Let's introduce the rest of the cast.
Hi, this is Luna.
Hi, this is Ali Shamari.
Afternoon, folks. This is Riley.
We are going to be going over a couple questions and seeing what different student previews are on these topics of course selections. So, what are your most interesting courses and why?
I personally think that the most interesting courses are ones that you personally enjoy, and they vary. But I think that mine were probably business, even though it was kind of tough for me. I just was able to learn a lot from it. And also science, because even though that science is probably a tricky subject for most people or some people, I think it was interesting to learn about things that we could actually see in front of us and that go around in the world.
I think the most interesting course is probably science. I think I can agree with Luna because really science, you can use it for university, college, in the future. Also math, you know what I'm saying? So I think science, I think I can agree with Luna.
I mean, you both are right, but I think the most interesting course of them all has got to be apprenticeship. I mean, if you folks like cars and stuff, obviously apprenticeship is a great course for you to take. Me personally, from civics, with help of one of the great teachers teaching that class, civics taught me a lot about apprenticeship and what to do. So I think apprenticeship is up there as one of the favorite courses.
I definitely agree with Luna and Ali for science, because it's pretty unique on how you're able to look at different ideas and different formulas and different studies like chemistry and biology and ecology. And I definitely agree with Riley about careers in civics, because it really gets you out there and you're able to speak your own opinion about different things, and that really helped me with participating in different classes.
I think that the most interesting course would have to be one of the arts. I personally like visual arts. I think media arts is cool too. I'm just really bad at all the music stuff. I think it's interesting because it's very hands-on and it's creative, and you can use it every day, and anyone can be good at it. There's no certain thing you have to do. It's anything. So yeah, I think arts would be the most interesting, to me at least.
For the next question, we want to ask, what's the most useful course in your opinion?
I think the most important course is probably math, because you can basically use math in every field, in university or anything. For example, if you want to use it in engineering or construction work, and you need that stuff, you know what I'm saying, you need math. For example, when you're in construction work, you need to know lengths and distance and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would agree with Ali. I think math is one most important courses to have, just because of the fact that when you have a job, that you're gonna have to know the numbers and learn how to deal with money and such. So I think it's important to not only for you, but to also help with your work life as well.
I personally feel that business is one of the most useful courses, because you can really get into anything. You can get into management, you can get into accounting, you can get into finance, you get into a whole lot of things in the business world. And the business courses allow you to learn about tech, computers and things like that. It allows you to expand into different topics and explore different topics in the business world.
I personally think the most useful course is, I agree with Madison, in business because it taught me a lot, but also like the arts and civics, just because the arts taught me like things that I didn't know. Like when we were drawing houses, I learned that, I don't know how this came up, but I learned that if you're looking for a house, you have to make sure like the gutters are like over this side so that the house doesn't have mold. I don't know how I learned that from the arts, but it also taught me like a bunch of things that now I just use on the daily when I'm drawing that I wouldn't have thought to use regularly. And civics also taught me more about the world around me. Like there were so many things about politics that I had no ideas. And honestly, when I first heard politics, I was like, I don't like politics. Like it's boring. But then you like, it's not really politics. You're learning about how you can vote and how to do other things in the world around you and how to like be like an active citizen, which really kind of helped me personally, and it helped me speak out in more discussions, which was good.
If you could invent a class, what would it be?
If I invented a class, I think it would have to be around the automotive. I think it would be somewhere between automotive and maybe a little bit of civics as well.
If I could invent a class, it would probably be an archery class because it reduces stress a lot when you can hit a target. And it improves your accuracy and your hand-to-eye coordination because you kind of have to, when you're shooting archery, you kind of have to look where your hand is and where the target is, and you kind of have to move the bow where the target is, and you kind of have to look to see where you're at, and every move that you make, it gives you improvements, and you learn from your mistakes.
To add on to Madison, I was gonna say like a more wide range of exercises, just because like they have like the basics like soccer, football, but you know, like not everybody likes those. I personally was thinking of skating because I really like skating. It's just hard to like get out on my own. But also I feel like I would invent a class like something more outdoorsy in nature, just because we're always in the gym doing the same things like almost every year. And like if it was in school, I feel like people would be able to get out more and not have an excuse to not do it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Luna. There should definitely be like for example, like a soccer class. Instead of just being inside the gym the whole time, because you can't really play soccer inside the gym. But if I could invent a class, it would probably be like a handwriting class, because I still don't know how to write in cursive, and I think it's kind of like all my friends know how to do it except for me. So I really want to know how to do it, and my handwriting is not even that great. So I really want to improve.
What do you think about co-op?
I think that co-op is a great thing to do because it allows you to get into a world that you could possibly be in a career in. It allows you to work in a place that allows you to explore your options and gives you insight into certain jobs and learn what they do there. Or you can go into a garage and learn how they work on machines or anything. Or go into a doctor's office and learn what doctors do.
I think co-op is an amazing experience for everybody because it allows you to kind of get into a workplace and see what you like and don't like about something that you may have been thinking would be the perfect option for you. Like my sister took co-op in a pharmacy and she thought pharmacy would be fun. And she went there and realized it maybe wasn't the thing for her, but she thought it was like a really good experience that helped her kind of towards her like decision in what she could do in the future. And I think that's something special.
I think I guess it's really it's important because if you think about it, and it really looks good on your resume. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to be a manager at a store in the mall, then you should take co-op, right, and work at a mall, and you can get experience, put it on your resume, and if you want to be a manager in the future, you might be able to get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you guys are definitely right about that. What I personally think about co-op is that I think co-op is perfect because it gives kids in high school around grade 10 to 12 the perfect opportunity to get started on the courses that they've been wanting to do, that they've been dreaming about doing and planning about since high school. So yeah, I really think that it gives them enough learning for their dream job to become more successful when they get their dream job and when it happens.
How do you choose electives?
I personally kind of just try to take a wide range of everything, since I still don't know what I want to do in the future. But I think that you kind of just have to, if you have something that you're planning on taking in the future, or like a dream job, maybe pick a couple towards that, but also stay like with a wide range in case you change your mind, because like everything happens and you could love something and then suddenly not like it anymore. So I just personally take a wide range, try everything even though it doesn't seem fun. Just try it. You never know what's going to happen.
I choose electives, I guess, based on what you want to be in the future. Like for example, if you want to be an actor, then you take drama. You know what I mean. So yeah, I think it depends on what you want to be in the future.
So what I think about electives is that you indeed have the choice to choose which classes that you have and what you need exactly, like math and English and stuff like that. With choosing courses, I believe choose the classes that stick out the most to your dream and to what you want to be in the future.
I agree with Riley. Like, the electives that you choose, they should reflect on your dreams and hopes of careers in the future, because then it allows you to express what you want. But you should also take other courses that you may not want to take, because then it allows you to explore different options maybe in the future. Like, if you take courses that only things that you like, it doesn't give you free range on what else you could do. It only gives you the pathway that you want, but your mind might change in like 2 or 3 years. Like, I can personally say my mind changes a lot, and this has, like, knowing that you should take courses that you may not want to take, it has made me think about different opportunities that I possibly could have.
I don't think it really has, because actually I think it does, to be honest, because if we don't go back to normal, then that's going to be really annoying, because I chose manufacturing for one of my courses. So like I don't know how we're going to do manufacturing online if COVID's still around. I also took like science, like I want to do that, like I want to go in the labs and stuff, I want to do some in-person stuff. That'll be like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree as well with that, because last year I took automotive for my classes, and I got that this quadrimester, but it really doesn't feel like the same to me, because I would rather be doing it at school, face to face, because I find it would be more funner when you're actually there working on a car and being able to have that hands-on opportunity at those kinds of things. So I agree with Ali that I think that things should be get back to normal and that people can have that opportunity as well to be able to get that face-to-face opportunity and the hands-on opportunity for those classes that they took.
Yeah, I definitely agree because I know I'm not in the tech field, but my sister is, and she's first year in high school, and she took tech, and we've been online since the beginning, and it was really hard for her because she was so excited to get into tech and work with the machines and things. And she was really disappointed when they were just doing different work. And she was ahead all the time because everybody was at different paces, but she just kept going. So course selections have been changed a whole lot because you never know what you're going to get next year. And you don't know if COVID's going to be gone or we're going to be able to go back to school. Like, I know that we're back to schools, but like some of us aren't. So it makes our choices a lot harder for us because we don't want to take courses that we feel won't allow us to express the most in that topic or course.
I personally feel like I understand why online school may have affected your course selection, but I personally try to look at it as if it's like as if I'm in normal school because we genuinely don't know how things might change over the next couple months. So I try to like look on the bright side and take things as if we're going back into school. Like co-op, I was like concerned, like, am I gonna be doing it through a computer? That wouldn't be fun. But I just try to look on the bright side and hope that like everything's gonna be back and that I'll be able to do my courses like normal. Just because like some things are easier in online school, like tests, but things like math, I feel like are harder in online school just because you can't really have the teacher explain it to you as well, and if they're like next to you then through a screen. But yeah, I just try to take it as if everything was normal just to hope for the best.
How would you compare face-to-face with online?
Well, I wouldn't really compare it to face-to-face, but there is a difference between face-to-face learning and online because number one, you're so used to actually being at school and having, like, if you're not understanding something, the teacher can actually show you face-to-face. But with online, technically the teacher can still show you, but it's virtual. The teacher can't be in the same room as you and actually showing you how to do it. I mean, they can, but there's just a difference that I really can't explain all too well. But yeah, the face-to-face and online, it's really been different this year, especially.
It's easier at some points and harder at some points. It depends on the subject that you're doing or the course that you're taking. Like with math, you can definitely see it because I am so used to doing into face-to-face learning with math that if I don't get help, it doesn't make sense. But with other courses that I'm allowed, like, we're able to send our ideas back and forth with each other. That allow it online really helps with that because people behind their screens aren't too afraid to speak up because you don't, especially with the online learning right now, how we're in different classes with different students from different schools and we're not in classes with people that we're used to. So it kind of allows us to make up different personalities, kind of, and or put our own personalities out there that we wouldn't put out in face-to-face schooling.
I personally think that with online and in person, the connection between students and teachers and like students and students is kind of less, but I really like when Madison mentioned that we're going to school with different schools, so you're meeting new people. It's not the same people, different attitudes, different people, different opinions, you know? It's nice to see how like another range of students might think. But I feel like the learning is not as different as you would think, but some things like math and those things are kind of harder. But I just feel like teachers were more connected to their students when they're in person, just because you can see like body language, facial expression, as when like cameras are turned off, it's kind of harder, but like I'd understand.
So yeah, I think I can agree with them. Like you're making new friends. You know, these people can be your long-term friends too. I think online is much easier than in person. Like most of the tests, because it's online, so people are gonna be cheating either way. Most tests online are open book, like for science and that stuff.
That's the end of today's episode. We hope this helps you with course selection. Thanks for tuning in. This is Project Quarantine.